I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and I'm once again coming to you from the Resources Rising Stars Conference. Sitting next to me is Ley Kingdom, the CEO of Eastern Metals. Ley, it's great to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Shay. And yourself?
Very well, thank you for asking. Now, I always have to talk to people who have projects in some of my favourite regions, and that is the Arunta and Cobar. Now, for everybody who is not familiar with these mining regions, Arunta is out in Northern Territory, and we've got Cobar out in New South Wales.
Yes.
Talk me through a couple of the basics.
Okay, well, we've got a project, it's called the Home of Bullion, actually. We've got a 3.1 million tonne copper equivalent, it's of 2.9%. And that project is located between the Stuart Highway to the east, and then we've got the Darwin-Adelaide railway line to the west. So Stuart Highway to the west, railway line to the east, and there's also the Amadeus Gas Pipeline. So it's really quite well placed as far as access to infrastructure goes. And the Cobar project is in the Southern Cobar Basin. So what we're focusing on there is a project called Browns Reef. Yeah, and they're both polymetallic projects.
Just touching on something in the Arunta, you're probably one of the few people who can brag by nearby infrastructure.
Yeah.
Tell me, was that part of the decision to explore out there?
The two projects were acquired from Wesfarmers in 2021 prior to listing in October 2021. I guess the appeal of these projects is they're sort of more advanced. So they offer a de-risked exposure to base metals, and particularly things like copper and zinc and other strategic materials. Yeah.
Now, where are they at? Because everybody obviously wants to know, what progress you're making.
Okay. In the Northern Territory, we received a co-funding grant from the Northern Territory government. So hopefully next week, it's scheduled for next week, we're going to kick off an IP survey. That's just to kind of see, we've got ground mag and gravity sort of data, and so the IP is just another tool in the toolbox to see if we can generate some targets to sort of demonstrate scale. So we've got the Home of Bullion, and there's a large magnetic trend which goes for about 9 to 10 kilometres. And we just want to see if there's any sort of areas of mineralisation along that magnetic trend, and see if there's any analogies to KGL's Jervois project, which is a 24 million tonne 2% copper resource. So yeah, we're just again sort of trying to generate targets and sort of see if there's any scale to what we've already got there.
What about Cobar? I believe there's been some drilling out there lately.
Yeah, that's right. So we did start an RC program last month. We drilled 3 RC holes, and we're going back next week to put diamond tails on 2 of those RC holes, and they were drilled at these 2 new targets that we'd identified. And we're also going to put 2 diamond holes into Evergreen, which is where we've got no mineralisation, and see what comes out of it there. But there is a lot of activity happening in the Cobar Basin at the moment. We've got Australian Gold Copper to the west of us, and also Strategic Energy Resources, who are currently drilling. So there's 3 companies with neighbouring ground that are sort of very active in that part of the world at the moment.
Well, that leads me to my final question, and that is news flow between now and Christmas. Now, obviously the rigs aren't going to be whirring over the hottest part of the year.
Yeah.
So what can we expect to hear from Eastern Metals between now and December?
Sure. I guess we'll have some assay results coming in, and with the diamond core, it takes some time to process that. So we'll be extracting as much data as we can from that core, sampling it, sending it off to the lab. So we'll be getting assay results coming through, and also too, we'll probably be getting the IP data from the survey in the Northern Territory processed.
Ley, there is a lot happening at the moment. I hope we get to catch up later in the year and I can see where you're at. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.